Go ahead and explain, like, what made you go from just being like a Python programmer into being a bug bounty hunter slash web hacker.
The transition was kind of unexpected because I was going on a programmer path and I've learned and mastered Python and I spent a lot of time working on it. It took me 7 years to fully master the programming language, but then I was like, by coincidence, I found a book called Black Hat Python, I guess, and that book introduced me to hacking using Python. And I started thinking of experimenting more with what I can do with this skill. So after I finished reading that book, I considered trying hacking and learning about like how to hack stuff and all that. But I had like a very wrong image about hacking at first, and I thought it's really cool and very easy to do and all of that because that's the image we've always seen in movies and on the internet and all that. I started learning the basics of hacking. Then after like building a strong foundation, I started doing bug bounty hunting because later on I was introduced to bug bounty hunting, which is how to hack on websites or web applications in legal ways. So I started doing bug bounty hunting, and then I thought like, why not start a company? If I'm really doing this and I really love what I do, then I should help others. Then I should solve a problem. So I started No Breach last year. We offer services like pentesting. We are all about offensive security. So we offer like pen testing services for all business size, like whoever wants to test their web application or their infrastructure, depending on their needs, we do it for them. We also offer training for students or people who want to transition into cybersecurity.
Does No Breach do web application assessments and network pen tests, or just like web hacking only?
We do web application assessments and network scanning and all that.
What are some of the best resources to learn web hacking? If someone wants to become a web hacker, what's the best place to start?
Well, the best place to start is actually by trying to experiment with everything. Well, now it's really easy to start learning because information is everywhere. It's really easy to find information nowadays. But the problem is how to use that information because it's really overwhelming. You don't know what to do with what you have. So I wouldn't recommend like spending a long time reading books because that's what everybody did before. Maybe not everybody, but that's what I did. And I think that for someone to start hacking, they need to learn the basics. So for me, resources is just Google everything, Googling everything, trying to make researches is really helpful. Because let's take, for example, if you're trying to learn what a specific vulnerability is, you need to learn a lot about it. If you want to learn what IDOR is, you need to figure out how IDOR works and how people actually deliver attacks and how people actually exploit that vulnerability. So what you need to do is to gather as much as you can information. Try to search for everything. I try to be open to everything. So don't rely on one source. Like don't rely on just YouTube videos. Don't rely on just reading articles. Do everything. Read the articles and watch the videos and solve the labs and do all of that. So it's really worth it.
Yeah, I agree with you on the book part. Like the books, I've read a few hacking books, and I feel like I didn't get a lot of value out of them. Like I feel like you definitely get way more value out of them if you're doing the hands-on activities, because some of those books have hands-on activities, but even then, I felt like the hands-on activities were kind of outdated, and I found a lot of success in going after certifications and doing like try
Yes.
hacking and hack the boxes. Really, where I learned my web hacking skills.
The best way to start learning is by trying. The best way to start learning is to trying to apply what you've learned. If you read something or watch a video, like try doing some labs, try playing some CTF. It introduces you to the world of hacking, even though it's not really so effective because CTF is not like real hacking. It's really different, and hacking in real life is really complicated, but it still introduces you to that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. CTFs are way different than real world pen testing because the thing with the CTF is, there's a vulnerability there and there's a solution to it. When you're doing real world hacking and you're doing real pen testing, it's like, does this have a vulnerability? You don't know. It may or may not. It might have several vulnerabilities that you can exploit. And sometimes you don't always win in the real world. And whereas CTFs is like there is a way to get in here, and in real world pen testing, it's like this could be a pretty secure system. There might not be a way in here, or maybe
Hmm.
there is, but it's above your skill level. So yeah, it is way different for sure. I still think CTFs are a good training platform. I think they're the best hands-on
Hmm.
activities you can do to prepare you for the real world, but they definitely don't simulate the real world 100%.
Yes, because using online labs like Hacksbox, TryHacky, or WebGo to practice hacking offers the practice of hacking in a safe environment. For someone just starting out learning the basics, not skipping the basics, like studying about common vulnerabilities and combined with hands-on practice and continuous learning will allow them for a good start. To make a great start and great way of breaking into hacking.
Great advice.